Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to continue with my agenda, that is SAP Script. So till now, I have created some 5 videos which you can see here on the website. The first video comes here and the latest video comes here. So the latest video was on SAP Script part 5. I don't remember what exactly I discussed in that, but anyway, so let's continue with our agenda today. I think we were talking about barcodes and all. So let's continue with our agenda today, that is SAP Script, and then let's discuss a couple of things in that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out a standard SAP Script and let's see what all things are there, so that we can quickly go through each and every component and you can understand it. So this is the SAP Script which we copied in our first video. So the standard one is RV invoice 01, that is for invoice. And then GRV invoice 01 is the one which we copied in our first video. So let's get inside. So you can see few things here. We have an address window. So this is basically windows, display windows. Then we have a footer window, we have a header window, information window, additional data window, info window, main window. Okay, so what happens, we will be having certain windows, and then inside that we will be having some text or some kind of data being displayed, like some footer data in the footer. Okay, so if I go to pages, this is having first page and next page. Two different pages. First page is the one which is the starting page. Numbering type Arabic, that is the page number probably 1, 2, 3. Next page is the next page. Then if you go to page windows, same thing here, main window, address, footer, header. So what happens, this window is basically linked to the page here, that's why we call it page window. So every page window will contain certain text which you can go to the text editor and check it out, and every text would be a part of certain element. For example, this is an U-liner. So go to change editor, so you can see an underline here. Okay, tags is coming, and you can see that we can write code also, like we did perform in our last video. You can see if and if, you can do an if and if, means if something, so something is happening, then do something else, do something else. Now let's stop here for a moment and talk about the standard text. So there is a T code called SE10. Not this one second. Sorry, the T code is SO10. SO10 is the T code for standard text. So what happens, for example, let's say there is some terms and conditions. Let's say there are 10 legal terms and conditions which you want to be printed at the end of every invoice. So obviously we cannot write it every time in the invoice. So what we will do, we will create text, standard text. You can see here we have different text options also. Standard text, then you have general message, and blah blah blah, but normally we will be using, we have system text also. So let's talk about standard text here, and let's choose some text, or maybe we can do one thing, we can take the text which is being called here, st underscore rv. Okay, let's take any text. Let's say if I cache this one, if we display this, so you can see that these things are coming by default. So you don't need to write it everything. What you need to do, you just need to include this in your SAP script. And how to include that? By including, so what we can do, let's go to change mode. So you can see this is a code, obviously. AS means continued paragraph, so leave it. Insert text standard, then give the text name. Okay, let's choose some text. Let's say this one, language en. So you can see that this text is called here. So basically include the text name, object, text ID, and then language. So this is how we call a text, standard text. Similarly, you can do an insert text, documentation, or some hypertext. Similarly, you can call a symbol. We have text symbol, program symbol, standard symbol, system symbol. So you can call a character also, some icon, graphic. So different things. Graphic is the logo basically, which we called. Now let me just go back and then let me not save it. So this is how you call a standard text. Now coming to SO10 once again, what you can do, you can create a text also. You can give some name, let's say text, and you can create a standard text here. You can write something, it will be saved. So what happens, let's say you are writing a print program. And in the print program, you want to save a text. So what you need to do, you need to use a function module, save underscore text. This function module, what it will do, give the client name, give the header and different things. So let me just do a where use list. So we can we can create a standard text programmatically. So what you need to do, you need to pass certain parameters. So let me just, yeah, by like this. So pass on all the details to this function module, save text, and if you want to read a text, standard text in the program, use the function module read text, give the text ID, language, text name, object, everything. So you can read it via read underscore text and it will come into an internal table. You need to read the data from the internal table. So I hope this is clear with you. I have collected certain pages also. Let me just go to one of them. So here if you see in this example on saptechnical.com, on SO10, some text is being created and then the same is okay. So the text ID is actually created, nothing else, and then in the program what they are doing, see text. So in the same way we can also create our own text format is star, and then what you are doing here, employee number, employee name, you are concatenating in the work area text hyphen td line work area field. Later you insert that or append it to the internal table, pass that internal table to save underscore text. This is how you can create a text using your own program rather than going to SO10. Or you can If you want to read it, then you need to use read underscore text, which I just showed. Now you can directly include that in your form. You can directly include a text in your form as I displayed just some time back by using insert text, standard, or documentation, or hypertext, like that. So you can include it, it will come here. So that is one of the important aspects. It can be an interview question as well. Okay, now coming to the other concept, let me just go to web pages which I opened it here. Let me just close this one. Okay, so this is a website, sap.neeraj.tripod.com. So Neeraj, it's one of my friends, so I'm not in touch with him for quite some time, but I have worked with him in one of the companies, and he used to be a good friend of mine. So he created this website. He has given a lot of important things here on SAP Script. AC73 we have already discussed on the font maintenance. AC72 is basically to maintain the style. Let me just go to AC72. So you can create a style here. Style in the sense it could be a paragraph format or a character format or a header format. So you can give fixed stuff here. Let's see if any style already exists. So many styles. So you can see there will be a paragraph format in the style, different paragraph formats which you can call. So what you need to do, you need to create a style of your own, and you can insert lot of paragraph formats and character formats in that style, and later you can include that style in your form or the SAP script, and then call whatever you want. Whatever paragraph format or character format you want, you can call. AC78 I have already explained. Import graphic as a text limit. So symbols we have system symbol, date, time, like that, standard symbol. So standard symbol is maintained in the table TTDG. Yes, double TDTG. And this one. So SAP script standard symbols for word processing. So what happens here? You can give a symbol name, against that you can give a variable or a value, and directly you can call that symbol, so the value will be called. So these are theoretical stuff. Obviously you can use it in the SAP script, which you can try to design. We don't have a good data here, but if you call this standard symbol, this value will come, something like that. It's very important from interview perspective. So we have standard symbol, then we have program symbol, then we have system symbol, then we have standard symbol, then we have program. Program symbol is nothing but what we have been using till now. For example, whatever we called in our program, for example this. This is program symbol, control command, address and address. Okay. If and if, case and case. So perform, case, if and if, these things I have already discussed. You can see if and if. We have already used perform and perform in our last video. We have address and address. So what you can do, you can give an address number directly like this, and it will be printed. Ship to party address will be printed automatically based on the paragraph that you have defined. So we have, what else? We have sum underscore line. So it will give the total. That's all in this one. If you go to address window, you can see new paragraph. Similarly, we have new page. So different control commands are there. And we have address and address. In between, you can give the address number. So the address will be printed. We have a footer window here. In the footer also there will be some text. You can see. So in the footer, mostly legal terms and conditions will be printed. So what they have done, they have called this text by default so that it will be printed in the footer. Let's go to header. Nothing special. Similarly, they are calling the text again information. Yeah, so this is another important one. Box frame this part of code. You can give the height and length of a box, and a box will be created. And then you can give some info. For example, you can give based on the invoice type. If M, then you can give invoice. If N, then cancel invoice. If O, then credit memo. So based on that, this header will be changing. Okay. So you can do a utilities printing test. So you can see these boxes coming up. This. So you can create your own box with the help of this statement. Box, then length and height. Box frame this, length and height. Then the box will be created. Nothing special in this. Nothing special in this one. So paragraph format, character format. So what you need to do, whatever I have explained till now, go to AC71, copy this SAP script, the standard one RB invoice 01 to Z, and then I have already explained the copying procedure in the first video, and then do try to play around, then delete some components, add some components like that, so that you can get an idea. So I'll stop here and then I'll come back with another video In that we will continue with remaining theoretical portions. Thank you. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button.